And welcome to UNLV Lady Rebel Media Day. Adam Candee, joined by head coach Olivier, senior center Aley Rohde. And we want to get right into it, Coach, asking about the key returning players on the Lady Rebel squad this year. Tell us a little bit more about who you're going to be relying on throughout the season.
Well, obviously we have Aley here for a reason. She's doing a great job. Last summer, I don't think people realized that she was out for the summer. This summer she's been here the whole time. She's been working out. She's healthy, she's stronger, and I think she'll start much faster than she did last year. So we have Aley back. She's getting ready to set some records on the rebounding end. And we have Amy Calloway back, our other center, who has done a great job. She's come in incredible shape this year and looks very determined to have a good senior year. And then we have the two sophomores with Nikki Wheatley and Brooke Johnson, who are playing very good basketball, very driven, very competitive, and they'll definitely help us this year. And then you have the twins that are the X factor. We're waiting to see how they do. They've been off for a year, but they've been practicing incredibly hard, and I think they'll do some good things.
Aley, how do you see the chemistry developing with that returning group?
I think this year more than any, you can see the chemistry. I think in past, we've had not per se drama, but cliques. But the whole team now, we all love to hang out. We were going to do a camping trip. It just didn't work out with everyone's schedule. But we make efforts to all hang out as a team, and I think that's going to make a really big difference in our team this year. That we all really enjoy people's company, and I think that'll benefit us a lot on the court.
Excellent, Coach. You kind of led into my next question for you in terms of key newcomers to the team. You mentioned Dakota and Dylan, the twins, coming in, and you have some freshmen who are going to contribute as well.
That's so true. Dakota and Dylan, they were with us last year. They were at practice every day. They were literally the scout players every day, and they played against us. Kind of what Aley was saying, we just get along a lot better this year. Last year they were, again, going against us because they were our opponents, and now they're with us and they have great energy. All their teammates like them and enjoy their company. They do some incredible things on the floor. They can shoot the ball well. They're aggressive on the boards. They're aggressive defensively, and they'll just add a huge dimension for us. As far as the freshmen go, we have some freshmen that are going to step up immediately. I think Jordan Bell is one that has had a really good summer. She's done some good things in the fall practices. She's aggressive. She's caught on quickly to our system. And then we have the local Paris Strother, who's done some really good things. Again, high basketball IQ, can finish down low, again, gets along with everybody on the team, and like I said, learning fast. So I think both of them will do some good things. Destiny Lee, we think she can be really good, but right now she's injured, so you kind of can't go there with her. And yeah, the girls look good. They are playing hard at practice. They're super competitive, but like Aley said, they just have a good camaraderie, and that's going to make the difference this year.
Aley, what has it been like going against Dylan and Dakota now for a year in practice? It seems like those are two tough competitors who are on the scout team, and now I would think it'd be nice to have them on your own side.
Yeah, they definitely they pushed, I would say, Danny a lot last year. But seeing that, I think, shows what great teammates are going to be, because they're super competitive. They would be, the ones like in your face, like clapping, like they brought energy a lot to practice. And even the other day at practice, we were doing post defense drills or whatever, and I went to go against Dakota, and I was like, I don't trust you. I don't trust going against you, because they go really hard, and they're always going to go really hard. And I think it's going to be awesome getting to play with that, because everyone on the team knows I'm always going to go really hard, and it's going to be great having someone going at the same level that I try to go at every game.
Well, you mentioned how they push Danielle. You lose Danielle Miller, Elena Cesars, and those are not the only changes this year around both the Lady Rebels and around NCAA women's basketball. There's a new game format being introduced this year. We've gone from halves to quarters. How overall do you think that will affect how the Lady Rebels play?
Well, we were talking about that as a staff last week, and we were just talking about how it's going to speed up the game. There won't be as many breaks. There won't be teams getting in the bonus as quickly. And I don't think people want to come to the games and sit there and watch people shoot free throws the whole time. So we think that's probably going to be the biggest change. Hopefully we can be that much more aggressive defensively. And, we're a team that gets to the free throw line. So I think that will be interesting because we'll have to get our points in a different way, and maybe we'll just have to pass the ball to our post players more and get some easy bunnies. So I think it's going to be good for the fans, just more action for the women's game.
For those who watched the Lady Rebels in past years, last year especially, 100 more free throw attempts than their opponents last year. Aley, is the new format something the players think about, or is it something more for the coaches to deal with?
No, we've definitely thought about it. I think, like she was saying, I think there's, pros and cons to it. It's going to be different for us to get adjusted to. You're waiting another minute for the media timeout in the beginning, which I think usually is what helps us catch our breath. So it's going to be different, but I think we played quarters in high school. We just have to go back a couple of years. As the team would say, that's like 10 years for me. But but I think it'll be good. Like she said, I think it's going to be a lot faster pace, and we like to play at a high speed. So I think it'll definitely be a good benefit for us. It'll take a couple games to get adjusted to, get used to, but I think it'll be really beneficial in the long run.
And during non-conference season, you'll have a chance to test that out, Coach, and see how things work. When you look at that non-conference slate, what are some key games that you see coming up before the Lady Rebels get into Mountain West play right before New Year's?
Well, I look at our non-conference and I think every game is a key game. We obviously have some seniors back with Aley and Amy. We have Brooke and Nikki, who are old sophomores because they played so many minutes. But the new players, Dylan and Dakota, they haven't played in a year. And when you think about it, Dylan was injured a lot her freshman year, so she hasn't played in almost 2 years. We also have the freshmen that need to get acclimated. We're not there right now with our practice. We're doing more fundamental work, doing a lot of position work, a lot of two-man stuff. So if you could come back, maybe we can do this a little later, and I'll tell you some more things. But our non-conference schedule is super competitive. I don't think we can overlook anybody. We're a team that needs to learn how to win. We need to learn how to win early. So whoever we're playing, we have to really focus on that game and get a W.
Aley, you'll see a couple of teams that you saw on last year's schedule and some home and homes. Does that give you any advantage when you've seen those teams in past years to know a little bit more about what to expect?
I think it does, especially when they have a good amount of returners. You know who to watch for, how they're going to play, their speed, their offense, whatnot, their defense. So I think it helps a lot. And especially, I think one of our good games is going to be at USC. That was, a challenging game when I played at Arizona. I just think I'm actually kind of excited for that. Just to kind of go back. But I think
competitive.
I think, and I just think that it's always really good to get to play teams that you have played, especially when we go to Corpus Christi. We played them at home. It was a great home opener for us, but we get to play them at their place, which I think it always brings a different feel, though, because we play them at home. We knew how to play them at home, but they're probably a totally different team at their place. So I think it's always a good test of our competition, too, to see how we can go against teams that we have already gone against. And even if we did pull out the W, they're going to want to pull it out against us. So it has to bring up our competition level.
Yeah, and for us, we have a lot of home games early. So for us to establish the home court advantage, that will be huge. And then in December, we go out on the road. And like Aley said, we're tested. We're going to go to SC, go to teams we already played, Corpus Christi, go to Houston. So we have a great non-conference schedule that will prep us for a very competitive conference schedule. Mountain West is always competitive. You better be ready to play no matter who you play.
Yeah, and I think definitely our home games are most teams we hadn't played last year.
Right.
So I think it's a good test even then. We got to go home, new teams, but play in our home environment.
And then you'll head out on the road when the rodeo gets to Las Vegas. The Lady Rebels head on the road. It's an annual tradition. Coach Kathy, Olivier, what overall can we expect out of your Lady Rebels group this year? I know it's early. I know you're still getting used to how this group functions together, but what do you expect out of your team this year?
Well, again, we kind of touched on it. I think we're very competitive. People want to, win not win, but beat everyone out in every drill that we play. I mean, there was one drill we were doing a rebounding drill, and Aley went for the board, and Dakota came out of nowhere, and Aley and Dakota were rolling on the floor working to get that rebound. It was a huge, huge possession for a drill to get the win on the drill so they don't have to run and stuff. So we're just much more competitive. We play more team basketball. There's more ball movement, and I think that's going to be a huge plus. But, you know, we still have to figure out what is our strength. We're going to go inside. We're going to go outside. We have a couple people that can, you know, do pull-up jumpers, but we want to still attack the basket and play up-tempo basketball. That's what the Lady Rebels are about.
Aley, how do you think on the court it'll look different for the Lady Rebels than it did in last year's season?
Well, last year we put in a new offense, so I think even for, you know, Diamond, me, Amy, the ones that have been here before, it was still almost like being a freshman again because we were learning a totally different offense. So I think this year, having people used to that offense, and I think we're perfecting it, you know, because we would put a lot of things in later last year, and so we would have a hard time adjusting to it. And now that we're working on it sooner and getting all the freshmen in it soon, like, as much as we didn't like when NCAA allowed summer practices, I think it's helped us a lot that we can get working on our offense and trying to perfect the little things that we might have struggled with last year. I think it's gonna help us a lot, and I think since it was a motion offense, get moving, you know, get the ball around, almost kind of just play basketball. I think we'll do a lot better at just playing basketball rather than trying to be robotic about it, like, oh no, I have to go do this now. Like, I think we'll be so much better in the sense of just making reads and
Way more comfortable.
and reading each other a lot better. Since we're starting off sooner, we know, a lot of people know how people play too. You know, last year Nikki was a freshman point guard. It's not, you know, it's always hard to play with a new point guard, especially after you had Mia Bell, who was here forever. It's always different, and I think now that we know Nikki, we know how Nikki plays, Nikki knows how we play, I think we'll see a lot better basketball from us.
Aley Rohde, Coach Kathy, Olivier, thank you both for joining us here from Lady Rebel Media Day. Looking forward to another great season in the Mountain West.